Hello YouTube, it is 6:48 p.m. It is still January 15th, 2022, Saturday evening. Sorry about the abrupt ending on the last video, but that guy actually seemed pretty cool and seemed like somebody worth talking to. Somebody suffering the same, somebody who's actually a legitimate bus rider who has a job and has a home, was trying to get places and is suffering the same issues that I'm dealing with on the bus. And it's always nice to actually talk to somebody who's kind of get their feedback of what issues they're having and share the knowledge that I've acquired just because I'm so in the Valley Metro app all the time, and there's so much more information you can get about what's happening, what's not happening with the buses off that app. But I've noticed that most bus riders just they don't even know that app is out there. And I largely put that also on Valley Metro for not really making that information available. Like, I've seen it posted occasionally on the bus, like in the little space where they have ads and notices up high inside the bus, and then occasionally it's some of the bus stops where they sell advertising space. Occasionally, if there's not advertising space, there might be a thing that says, hey, try check out our app. And occasionally I hear the disembodied voice at the train platforms also recommending the app. Anyway, I'm glad I've taken it. Now that the driver shortage is causing so many buses to not be running whatsoever, that has been, it doesn't fix the buses not running problem, but at least it gives me some knowledge that, tracking not available, bus probably not running, time to walk. So anyway, I continue to walk with that guy, and I'm sure you saw me kind of point the camera at him. If you watched the last video, I pointed the camera at him just as sort of an example of, look at that guy standing in the middle of the street, looking down the road, hoping he can see the bus. Whenever I do see someone like that, I always like to let them know that it's going to be this many minutes till the bus is coming, so you're wasting your time standing on the street being a target. And B, if you want to know where and when, if the bus is coming, check out this app. So once the guy actually, kept a video rolling so y'all could hear my conversation with him. But once it got to the point where the guy was actually interested in knowing how the app worked and how I knew what was up with the bus and how much longer it was going to be, I went ahead and stopped the video so I could show him the app. So hopefully I gave him enough pointers he can figure it out on his own. But he was heading. He walked with me up 32nd Street to McDowell. He was actually headed up to Thomas, which is, it's funny. Like, when you're driving, that's such a short distance. You don't think anything of going Van Buren to Thomas because that's just up the road. But man, when you got to walk it, that's a long time. And when you're sitting there waiting for a bus and you're waiting 25 minutes or 45 minutes because one of them doesn't show up, isn't running, damn, that's a long time for something that you can drive in 3 or 4 minutes. Anyway, I had a great conversation with that guy and showed him how to use the bus app, and kind of by the time we got up to the corner, I was able to show him on the app that his bus was only about 4, I think it was maybe about 8 minutes away, and was definitely coming. So he could cross the street and wait there to ride the last mile on the bus. And my bus actually kind of got saved by bus running late. Had the McDowell bus I got on, the Route 17 eastbound, had it been running on time, it would have already passed 32nd Street by the time I made it to 32nd Street. But as it was running about 10 minutes late, so I had about 5 minutes to wait. Worked out just perfect. Although when I got on that bus, and I was able to show another person at the bus stop, because he was kind of stressed out. He's like, man, I've been waiting a long time. This bus should have been here and he knew what time the bus was supposed to be here. He said the time. I'm like, it's running about 8 minutes late. It's at 24th Street right now. He's like, how do you know that? And I showed him the app, and he's, so hopefully he'll get it too. when I got on that bus, the one I just got off of over at 40th Street, and I'm at the Wander Inn. iPhone is down to 1%. That's why I'm shooting video with the NUU phone. And I figured, fuck it, I'll just come in here, get me some corn dogs, get me some beer. Not sure if I'll stay until karaoke starts, but I might. But it's definitely a good place to just chill, charge up my phone, and regroup. Wow, moon is trippy looking tonight. Kind of looks like a full moon, but it's overcast enough that it's just hazy and weird looking. Anyway, that bus was packed. The 17 coming eastbound. And generally speaking, if I get on a bus that's packed to the level that was, I'm talking where there's just loads of people inside of it just standing, that's kind of a hint to me that the bus that was running before it didn't actually run. So if people on that bus were not only waiting for that bus to, an extra 10 minutes for that bus to show up, but it's highly likely they had been waiting at their stops for 30 minutes prior to that. So potentially, 40 plus minutes been waiting for that bus. And it's going to get progressively later. I mean, it makes sense it's running 10 minutes behind because it's picking up twice as many people as it should be picking up. And it's crammed. And there was also a wheelchair on it when I got on it, and they had to unload him. I got such mixed feelings about that. Like, believe me, wheelchair accessibility is something that's really important to me, and accessibility of things for the disabled. That's something I definitely. It matters, and I champion it, and I hate it when I see things that are inaccessible to people. But the buses aren't really scheduled around it, and they don't handle it well. And when all it takes is one or two people on a route that, take McDowell here, the 17, that is a long route. I forget exactly how far west it goes, but I know to the east, I think it goes all the way to Granite Reef. It's a long, long route. I think it's like even when it's on schedule, it's nearly 2 hours from end to end-ish. So yeah, all it takes is two people along that route on a wheelchair to fuck up that schedule. That's broken. That's broken. That's something that needs to be fixed. Anyway, I'm gonna head in, give me some beer.